Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode here on Benji's Survival. So, this episode I'm really excited about. We are going to be creating a resin farm. Because last episode I was trying to farm a bunch of resin, and boy, did it take a while. So, today we are going to have to spend a bit more time collecting more resin for this farm. But yeah, I'm really excited for it, taking a bit of a change of pace with making a farm this episode. I can't remember the last time I made a farm here. It's been very long. I've been doing a lot of building, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I can't wait to bring you along, but let's get started. Alright, I am loving walking through this world now. These trees that we added in the last episode have just made this place come to life, but just walking down here, oh man, it is a view that you want to have. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with how these trees turned out. Check out the episode if you haven't already. But yeah, just really excited walking through here. Before we begin on this resin farm, I do want to check something first. I want to build this in my farming area I have through the nether. But the thing with the farming area is it is in a mushroom, or on a mushroom island, which if you don't know, doesn't spawn any mobs. But I just want to check to see if the creaking spawns or doesn't spawn, to see if I can build it on the island or if I have to build it off the island real quick. But yeah, we'll see. Alright, so arriving in the industrial area here. It's quite big and ready to fill up with a bunch of farms. We only have the one right now. But let's see here. Let's land somewhere. I got the materials for it. But let's see if we can spawn a creaking here or if we have to figure out a different alternative. Alright, okay. Oh, perfect. Nice. Okay, great. So we can actually build this farm wherever we like here. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's on land or not. We can build it wherever we like. So that's excited. So gonna need to grab some resources and we can get started. So the farm that I'm going to be building today is designed by RESIN. So I'll leave their video in the description down below if you want to check out their video for more in-depth detail on how to make it. But we are going to need 48 resin blocks. Or 48 creaking hearts. So we need to go and grab a bunch more of those, so we'll farm those once it hits nighttime again, because the night's almost over. But we can grab some resources in the meantime. It's not super redstone intensive, but we are going to need a lot of redstone. I'm going to need a lot of building blocks as well, a lot of slabs. Yeah. And so I'll get those started, and then, yeah, we can go collect those resin blocks. Alright, so we have collected all the resources I think I'll need for this farm. So I have a bunch of pale oak logs to be able to spawn the creaking, as well as some cobbled deep slate. I think I'm going to change it into tiled deep slate or another form of deep slate, but just for some design. And then some water buckets because the farm has water, shroom lights to light it up, glass because it needs it, soul sand because it needs it, and some chests to collect everything. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to grab a stone cutter as well. And then this is just my redstone box, but I made sure it was filled with everything I need. We're going to need a bunch of hoppers. We're going to need some crafters to craft it into the resin automatically to save some space. Need some observers, some pistons, some sticky pistons, some note blocks, repeaters and comparators, as well as some just general redstone as well. And one of the reasons why I want to collect the resin, not only because it is an interesting block, it is a nice orange color, could be fun to use in some buildings, is because it also breaks automatically with just your fist. So very convenient to use for scaffolding or anything, but I don't think I'll use it for that, but it is kind of a nice touch as well. And the block also just has some cool variations here. But yeah, as you can see, we only have the one block or 15 resin, so we are missing a bunch. So we need 9 times 48 because we need 48 total creaking hearts. So whatever that is, lots of stacks. So I'm gonna head off over into the pale garden, get those, and then craft them up to the pale oak or with the pale oak logs. And yeah, then we can head over and get started on the build. So I'll be here for a little bit. I might need 2 nights worth of this because I need like about 7 stacks, I think. So gonna be here for a little bit collecting these and then be back when we're done. Alright, so with some downtime I managed to get I wanted to harvest a few eye blossoms just to use for decorations in the future, and I also grabbed some moss carpet and some pale hanging moss just to add to the base because waiting around for the different night cycles to come so I could farm the creeking. Just wanted to get some resources for the base and use my time wisely. Man, I've been sitting here farming this guy for resources and he just looks so sad. Like he knows he's just being used and abused right now. He's got his head down, just questioning life, wondering why his life has resorted to this, just to farm all this resin. But you gotta feel bad for the guy, don't you? So after 3 nights of doing this, we have gotten 49 blocks of resin, which is more than enough. So let's head back to our base, get them set up, and then we can head over to where we're gonna build this farm. So heading back to the base here, I did stop at the pale oak farm that we made last episode just to do a round of harvesting, and we ended up with 8 stacks. 8 stacks of pale oak logs, which is pretty good. There is 12 trees there, so pretty happy with that. But going to craft all of them into the creaking hearts. Yeah, load those up to bring over to the base. Store the rest here just in case we need it in the future or if we need more for the farm. And then just clear out the inventory and then head over. So we've made it over to the Mushroom Island here. And I chose this area off in the corner just because with this farm it has to be 16 blocks away from everything, or at least the spawning platform has to be 16 blocks away from everything. So I figured off in this corner would be good in case I want to build other farms nearby. So it's fairly close. We got the mob farm there. We got the stacking raid farm, which no longer works. But then we have the nether portal to get back in the center here. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. We're gonna turn this into a time lapse, and yeah, I'll see you at the end. Enjoy. So you can see here, we just finished the farm at the perfect time. We got all these creaking here. So let's see before we run this farm, are there any spawning anywhere that we don't want them? No. Okay, so it looks like everything has been spawn proof. Oh, except for that spot right there. So just need spawn proof that. So basically just spawn proof everywhere where where you don't want the creaking to spawn, and then have these here. Yeah. Have these here activated, and then all the resin will spawn on here. The pistons moving will pop the resin up, and then the water will flush it down. And then the water also flushes down these creaking as well to stay in here, where you sit under here and then you just swipe at them away. So I'm gonna tidy a few things up, and then I'm gonna run this farm with an auto clicker for maybe an hour or so and get back to see the results. Editor Benji here. When I was looking back at the replay mod files for this, I noticed that the timing was off from my hitting, and I went to troubleshoot a little bit, and I determined that I was hearing, instead of the trapdoors, which I switched to a fence gate to first see if that would make a difference, but I was hearing these trapdoors, not the trapdoors underneath. So I actually opted for a bell, because you're supposed to hit every time the fence gate opens, and if you notice, when the fence gate opens, the bell also rings. Just like that. So now I know every time I hear the bell is when I need to hit, or if I'm using the auto clicker, when I hear the bell is when I need to turn on the auto clicker. So it's been over an hour. It's been almost an hour and a half since I've been here. So let's see what our haul is from this. Okay, not too bad. So about an hour, I'm guessing, is probably 936 stacks in an hour of resin blocks, which is pretty solid. I don't know if I'll ever need more than this, but pretty happy with this. Glad I have 1, 2, 3, 4 chests to collect all of them. Yeah. So yeah, very happy with this. And this rickety staircase going all the way up. Maybe I'll build a housing around it actually as well. Just to make it look more interesting, I guess, than this kind of thing. Actually, nah. Let's leave it like this. I'm happy with it. Yeah, time to tidy up, and yeah, move on. All right, so I put some resin in my smelter to get smelted up here. But while we're waiting, something I actually forgot to do last episode, but I want to update the current map here and maybe turn it into, maybe change it actually and add another place marker here because of all the custom trees we made. All right, so there we go. So we can kind of take a look. So this is what the map looked like before. So no tree farm here. And then slight change to after. Just a few trees you can see in certain areas. This has a bit more texture, but honestly not much changed, just kind of this. But yeah, kind of wanted to update this. As the next time I think it'll be updated will be when we have finished this, because I can't really think or see what else we might do here. At least we'll have substantial enough change. Map wise, last episode didn't really change too much on the map because it's hard to see all the snow covered trees that I put over here. However, when you go and fly around, you can definitely see that there's a big change. So I just want to update that before we move on to kind of the final project here, which is coming. Not sure when, but it will be coming soon. I do want to make a few more farms because I really enjoyed today's episode. Making the resin farm. But yeah, it's hard to believe that we started all the way back here. Not quite the beginning, because you can see I had like a little farm here, had the tower that still existed. This was my villager trading here. But yeah, hard to believe that it started all the way back here and then slowly progressed over time to now what sits over here. Pretty happy with where we've come. But yeah. So this is going to conclude the second episode of Benji's adventure. So if you liked the video, hit that like button, leave a comment on what you might want to see next or what you liked about this video. And if you really liked the video or want to see more content, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any postings coming soon, because I have a lot more in store and a lot more that I want to do. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and have a great rest of your day.